I don't know exactly how they're going to unravel, but they will. When the CAPE ratio is at 38, it's not going to get any better.
Yep.
And when you've got a situation where the Fed has done raising, it looks like it's going to be, the next move is going to be a cut. All that optimism is priced into the market. It's whatever the news is, it's going to be a sell the news situation. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a 20% bear market, or we're going to get a 10% correction, or maybe we're going to have 3 years of flat to down, or maybe we're going to have the Great Depression. But what I do know is it's time to raise cash. And so at our conference last fall, I said the only strategy I can endorse right now is the permanent portfolio, where you only have 25% of your equity in stocks. And I think that's the market we're in right now, or maybe even worse. And I know you're here because you have a fantastic biotech letter, and I want to get to a biotech question for everybody. But because you and I have studied the markets for 30 plus years, and because we're in such a unique situation today, what I'd like to, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I want an actual number. What do you think the percentage chance is that we end up in a real historic collapse in terms of the dollar, the global financial system, and, of course, therefore, the stock market? What are the chances that the Dow falls 80% from its high that we saw last year?
Look, I don't know about 80%, but...
I know, but that's the question. I'm not asking if all these changes that are happening are definitely going to cause a recession. They're definitely going to cause a bear market. I don't think there's any way we escape less than a 30% drawdown. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. But I'm asking you the calamity question. If you look at what gold has done over the last 6 months, it's clear people around the world are pricing in a calamity. Are they going to be right? Or this is also the first time I've ever seen a 6-month period where every month the individual investor survey was bearish. I sent you that data. I mean, people are clearly afraid. How many times, Arez, have you seen the VIX close over 50? It is the amount of fear in the market is extraordinary. And if we're not at a calamity, if we're not going into a calamity, then I believe this could ironically be a very good buying opportunity. Because if there isn't a calamity and Trump is able to get our trading partners to lower tariffs instead of destroying the world, he could actually make it a lot better. Listen, that's not my base case, but I've seen stranger things happen in the markets. So my question to you is, what are the odds in your mind as an experienced player, knowing the people you know, knowing the current political situation, what are the odds that we have a genuine calamity? And I'll give you a little detail. A calamity would look like some kind of a disorganized default in the U.S. Treasury market. A calamity would look like a majority of the world's central banks shifting significantly away from the dollar as their reserve asset. Doesn't mean they wouldn't hold any dollars, but they would move away from it dramatically. It would lead to the creation of some other multi-state, multi-asset-backed global exchange system. The new system could involve Bitcoin, could involve gold, basically so that we wake up in 5 years and people can't believe there was ever a time we were able to print enough dollars to pay for anything we wanted, because now it doesn't work that way. That's a calamity. What are the chances that we're at the start of that water slide, that flume ride down in terms of loss of purchasing power of the U.S. dollar?
I think that they're pretty high, Porter. I would reframe it a bit, and I'm not trying to duck your question. I'm just trying to elaborate my own base case scenario and thinking about it. I don't know that it will or that it has to unfold in a highly dramatic way, right? Like, to paraphrase, T.S. Eliot, right? Like, this is how the world ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper.
There's a reason why the world's best informed investors read my daily journal. Subscribe for free at portersjournal.com.